Welcome back, team, on the journey to transform culture. I'm Steve. I'll be your guide. Well, this is a beautiful conference room we got the use of today. Wanted to touch upon a little bit on self talk today. You know, you hear a lot, doesn't matter if it's online or everywhere, about self talk, right? And self talk is important. It's important that you have affirmations, that you coach yourself, that you remind yourself of your worthiness and love yourself, which is essentially appreciate yourself, appreciate what you bring to life, right? And we need to see our lives as a gift and how we use that gift to bring good into the world. And that's how we protect love. But you also want to be careful too, right? Because it's so easy having a bad day. You're a little tired, a little hungry, a little, a little this, a little that, cut off in traffic, whatever it is. And it's real easy to just be fed up and then think a thing, say a thing, do a thing. And now that domino, that negative domino, spills out, ripples out into culture, right? And it may only be, a couple people in your circle. It may be at work, maybe in the community, whatever, maybe online. Of course, we'd never see that, right? But you do that and it creates that negative ripple, and we don't want that negative ripple. So it's really important that your self-talk, when you start to feel tired, a little cranky, like you're getting an attitude, right? To kind of catch yourself and go, all right, I probably just need to rest and just kind of do my own thing. If I'm off one day a week or whatever it is, maybe that's the day I need to recharge, reset, and kind of just back away from, a whole lot of drama, especially if there's a lot of drama going on, because some people thrive on that drama. But if if you hit that fed up wall and you're just over it, the last thing you want to deal with is more drama. This is another reason why our organizational cultures need to improve, because we can't allow the toxic drama to fester and erode, all of us as people, but as teams, as groups, as a culture. We need to be able to hold that together and encourage one another and inspire one another. And when we're not having the greatest of days, that self-talk needs to be there to go, you know what, I'm not feeling tip-top, and maybe you're just a little quieter. You're not mad, you're not upset. You're just maybe a little more introspective and just taking it easy, just getting the job done, not not diving into to stir up anything or to push back or tug of war. The easiest way to win a tug of war is to let go of the rope, right? Because if somebody's tugging on the other side, they want to be right, and they're trying to get you to care about being right so that you'll pull against them. But the trick here is that nobody wins. Nobody wins. You lose, they win. You win, they lose, you lose. You know what I'm saying? It's a lose, lose, lose situation. That's why it's best not to even pick up the rope. Just let go of the rope. If it's not about being constructive and about bridging gaps, connecting dots, and cooperating, then we're not winning. And we're definitely not winning if we're, playing tug of war with one another about who's right, who did what, and, who said what, and all these things. Now, that doesn't mean that we can't be accountable. And that's where transparency, clarity, transparency, people owning, that accountability, owning their stuff, and just makes being cooperative so much easier, right? Because when one person does it, another one does it, and it's infectious. Goodness can be infectious if you let it. But when everybody is a holdout to saying, I could have been a little earlier, or I could have probably been clearer with that email, or communicated better, or maybe I reacted too abruptly and I apologize, right? That's not difficult to do. Who hasn't been there before? Because why? Because sometimes we do get a little lost in the sauce when we're doing things and things are coming at you 100 miles an hour and you have to make decisions, right? Because not everything is a slow, methodical process. But what you would find is if your processes are tight and improved, you find that you're probably rushing around and chasing your tail a whole lot less. Take my word for it. It's been proven out over 35, 40 years. So in my life. So what I would say is self-talk. Coach yourself. When you start to see that others are, maybe they have got a little bit of, they're amped up and there's a little drama and a little bit of stuff going on, understand there's probably something in their life that that is rubbing them the wrong way, that has nothing to do with any of your interactions. But because you took a stock and slowed it down and just thought, okay, not gonna pick up the rope here, because you slowed it down, they're more apt to slow it down also. Not guaranteeing they will, but if they see that you're not wanting to get involved in any drama, then they're less likely to. Now, you might go, well, that's a whole lot about self-talk. Well, it starts with self-talk. If your self-talk, on your own isn't strong, your self-talk by yourself, meditating out in a field somewhere, could be pristine. You could pray for 7 days straight. But as soon as you walk in to the company of multiple people, now you're dealing with variability you weren't dealing with before. So it's one thing to have good self-talk, but you need to prove it out. And you need to be able to put yourself in, in enough, obviously don't put yourself in unhealthy situations, but be around enough folks that you can stay centered and practice being centered and not. You don't have to buy everything everybody's selling you. You don't have to agree with everybody just because they want you to. But you also don't have to create a controversy where there isn't a need to create more controversy. Obviously with the political seasons and all these things, they like to stir everybody up because everybody wants you to pick up that side of the rope and pick up the other side of the rope and pull against one another and create a divide us, right? Divide everybody. You know what? People can have different opinions. People can make different choices. Doesn't mean we have to dislike them. Doesn't mean we, can't love them. Some of these same people are our families, our friends, our close circle. Not everybody's going to agree with you about everything. And so that's part of this staying centered, and self-talk is, hey, it's okay. If you're the one, the one person with the one opinion and 4 or 5 other people in your circle are like, I don't know if I agree with that. Well, it's fine. It's how I feel. Okay. And that's the other part of this too is, are you accepted? If you're if 2 out of the 6 of you aren't accepted because you have different views, well, then that's problematic, right? It doesn't mean that you have to do anything dramatic. It just means, well, is this my friend group? Have I grown apart from this group of people? It could very well be that you become disaligned or unaligned, however you want to put it, with your organization, with the leadership, with your peers, with your family. I mean, it can work out like that with your friends. You don't have to be in parallel with everybody. Look, if all of a sudden you received a gift, a superpower, and all of a sudden you can fly, but none of your friends can fly, are you going to tie bricks around your ankles and walk everywhere when you can be flying? No, you're going to fly. Why is that? Because that's who you've become, right? And then when you go fly, you can actually be of more service to your family, your friends, your community, and your culture because you flew. Now, conversely, if you're one of these people that doesn't want your friends to fly or to elevate in their grow, right? Because everybody should grow. But if you don't want your friends to grow and to find a more thriving life, you have to ask yourself, what's your motive there? Because remember, when everybody thrives, then culture benefits. Everybody benefits. Nobody loses, but everybody loses when we don't let those who find their purpose and find their path and find their opportunities to find sunshine in their life, right? It could be love, it could be work, it could be art, it could be anything creative. It doesn't matter, but we want to support one another. And this is why I say 3 to 5 times a day, pushing that good domino to inspire, uplift, encourage, motivate folks. Because when you do that, not only are you transforming yourself, but you're transforming culture. And you can start out simple. It could be as simple as the person checking you out in the grocery store. It could be at the gas station. It could be at the library. It could be at the school. It could be wherever. Start with a kindness. Start with a smile. Make it easy for people to engage with you, because we don't want to be, I've heard the term curmudgeons. You don't want to be curmudgeon. I mean, it doesn't mean we won't have moments where we feel a little curmudgeonly because we're tired and all these things. But it is to say, you can break people out of their mode. You can kind of break their cycle by being positive, motivating, helpful, supportive, encouraging, all these things. And when you do that, you transform culture. And doing that, you are protecting love. So just wanted to touch base with you a little bit about self-talk. And of course, I wrap it all into everything else because everything is connected, right? Hit like and subscribe. Share this with folks. It could be supported, uplifted. And the other thing too is if things become difficult for you and you just need to seek counseling or a life coach, or you just need to talk with somebody, seek out that support. And that's a good thing, right? Because you shouldn't just swallow your emotions or your feelings. You should express those, but do it in a healthy way. So just touching base with you today. Hope you have a great day. Take care. We'll see you next time.